So I am in the process right now. Those that I think everybody here pretty much knows me, like I'll get going on something and I'm like, oh, hey, look, there's something over here. Oh, look, there's something over here. So I'm in the process now of writing a book because it scares me. Finishing that book is terrifying, okay? Along the way, I'm learning things. So as I'm going over these topics and going over my thoughts and things like that, and one thing that came up twice, somebody asked me, I had a friend of mine write a book, and he said, what are you going to do after you write it? Be done writing a book. Like, what do you mean? Like, I am not an English dude. Like, no. And he brought it up and he said, well, when you finish writing that book, is it the end? I was like, whoa, is it? You know? And so then that just got the wheels turning. It takes one or two things to really get me kind of ticking. And so I thought about it. And that's part of the next topic is, is finishing really finished? Is it the end? And to take that a step further, is it just the start? Okay? Hey, pound me. So that's something that, if we're talking only endurance athletes, is not unique. Somebody finishes. You finished the race and you signed up the night. That's why Ironman makes billions. Because they go, well, I was 14:03 on this one. It's a 20-minute PR, but I'm signing up again. That's why they love you guys, right? And so it makes me think, it's like, when we're done, whether we're satisfied or not, there's something else. It could be the same distance. It could be I want to get better at running. It could be I want to do this. I want to do that. But that spawns new things to do. Okay? And that's, again, I'm trying to keep it hyper-specific to endurance sports, but, even in life, you're going back to college, right? So it's like, you do something, you move along, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'll do this. Josh just became a partner in a new law firm. Been practicing for how long?
12 years.
There you go. Been practicing 12 years, and he goes, I think there's something else. I kind of want to move this way. We all do that. That's just life. If you're not doing that, you're probably wasting space, if I'm just being honest here. But, in endurance sports, the latter seems to be more true. The latter seems to be more true, right? Is it just a start? But to what end? Like at what point, and I've seen so many athletes do this, the average life expectancy about 5 years ago when I did some market research for another company, or read some market research, was 3 to 4 years is the average life expectancy of an endurance athlete or a triathlete in the sport. Because what happens? You come in, you do a sprint or two, you're like, hey, I'm getting kind of good at this. Like I want to do maybe Olympic. Most people skip over that and they go, oh, let's just do a half. Or you come in and just go, hey, let's just do a full in April. Because why not? Right? And so, yes, and her. And so, the thing is like, to what end, right? And so people get to that point 3 or 4 years in, and then it was 3 or 4 years. Now I think it's like maybe 2 years, because half is like the new sprint, it seems like. And people have stopped racing. I'm not going to get into that. So, to what end do you get to where you all of a sudden leave something that was your passion and drive for a while? And is that a bad thing? I don't know. I'm asking these questions. I want your brains rolling. Right? My favorite thing to do with any of the podcasts I do or this book that I'm writing is like, I just want you to hear something and go, huh. And then you turn around and walk away, and a week later you're going, let me think about that. I want you to think. I want you to grow internally. I could sit here and lecture you all day long about how to be happy. I can motivate you. I have no problem with that. But it's how do you internally find that drive, okay? And that's what this is about. So sometimes we chase the finish, yet, this is my favorite part of triathletes, we move the finish line on the way to the finish. We are 3 weeks out from an Ironman going, or a half Ironman going, hey, so you think I could really ride, maybe I could ride this bike or this, well, buddy, that was a conversation for like 12 weeks ago, how about it, And I get that you're getting fitter and you're feeling more confident, you want to go faster and this and that, but there's a process, And so to go back to is finishing just finishing, that leaves us with no closure, right? I got a couple guys now going to go into a race. Coach, here's my goal. I'm going to go under 5.5. Got you. All day. We'll handle it. You do the work. We'll get it done, right? Do the work, get the reward, Jerry. So here we are. We are 2 weeks out from the race, and I get a message the other day going, hey, so you think I could run a 127? bro, we need a 135. Like, we're trained for a 130. That's what your goal is. So you change it, so what's going to happen is, more often than not, is you'll finish that event because your goal setting is terrible. You'll finish that event and you'll go, oh, what if? What if? What if Ironman Canada, Ken and I went a little bit faster? We'd have been under 15. We didn't have a goal, so it didn't matter to us. There was closure. We're done. This is terrible. Let's get out of here. Right? Am I right? Ironmans are terrible. Marathons are double terrible. Anyway. And yet she signs up. So there's no closer. So think about that. When you think about what finishing means, and that's what I want to keep segueing back to is that beginning. What is your finish? What does finishing actually ultimately mean? Because if you finish something and you're not happy with what you've done, I will rip a hole in an athlete's head. If they finish, they exceed their initial goals, and they are unhappy. Right? It's okay to be unhappy. It's okay for Josh, who's on pace to have a great day, to be unhappy. I got a 24-hour rule. I have 24 hours. You get over it, I'll get you over it. It's that simple. Because you got to move on, okay? But that finishing really sets it up, right? So he ended that race with no closure. There's a gap there, which is good for business because he keeps paying me to coach him. So I'm okay with that. But I'm trying to run a business here, people. No. So think about that. You know, and it's like I said, when we're not fulfilled, it can leave a hole. And in that hole, emotions fill in like emptiness, loneliness, and my favorite, lack of self-worth. Okay? I've never went as fast as this guy on an Ironman course. That could leave me feeling bad. But if I've done my best because I had a goal and I got my finish, all good. I don't care about this dude. Okay? So you got to think about that when you go to goal setting and kind of preparing yourself for the process. And the other kind of note I put on here is, removing those emotions, the emptiness, loneliness, and lack of self-worth, removing those emotions is a lengthy process. It takes a long time to grow that confidence, okay? And Beth, because I love you, I'm going to put you on a hot seat. Beth told me at the beginning of this year, what's this year, Beth? Year of the bike. Beth told me, I'm tired of sucking at the bike. I want to get better at the bike. And I said, girl, I got you. And guess what? I told her at least 4 times today, Beth, this is impressive. You were doing great.
You had me a dagger today.
Yeah. Hey, I made note of that, didn't I? I was like, I just told Beth how great she was doing. Where did she go? And I was like, well, she's off the back. She'll have to bridge up. I'm not going to get her. She's got the power. I'll know it. But to remove those emotions and replace those with things that are like confidence and happiness and success and fulfillment takes more W's than L's. So if you rack up those columns, W's and L's, you're going to have more tally marks on this side than this side to get back there. And for you endurance athletes, you're terrible at giving yourself credit. Unless it's on Facebook, and we'll post every workout and food and everything else. That's smart, nice discussion, so be here for that. And I'm going to ask this to Beth, actually, because I love Beth.
I think that is the seat.
That's the hot seat. I'm right-handed. So he has no experience in the sport. I can't ask him. No. Is finishing always fulfilling? If so, why? And I want you to think about maybe your key event that you've done the past couple of years. Was your finish fulfilling? If so, why was it fulfilling? And if not, why was it not?
Do you want to talk about Waco?
Whatever in the past 2 years, your biggest accomplishment that you...
I guess that would be Waco.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it was fulfilling
Why?
because I finished.
Okay. Fair enough. And your goal...
My goal was literally just to finish.
Yeah. Don't die. Thanks for the discussion we had. Because I have a business to run. And no. So Heather, in the past, you've had a rough past year. In the past, let's say 3 years, the marquee event, whatever it was it fulfilling or not?
Yeah. I mean, I guess over time I've learned that my mindset's different. And that if I wanted to continue in endurance sports, you just had to totally change how you thought about it and stuff. So I made it, even changed my goal during the race, if it's not going the way it was, wanted to. Ironman Texas, I originally wanted to be top 10, but then I saw all the drafters. So it was like, okay, no, I just need a PR for me. So I guess I have to change my goals sometimes in there to make sure that I'm going to be happy with things.
Yeah. And that's for those of you that are newer, that is a very seasoned athlete right there. Very seasoned at long course racing, at exercise period.